So every single type of brake cleaner they have is non-chlorinated. So it doesn't matter what can the color or what color the can is, everything is non-chlorinated. So what I might try to do is use mass airflow cleaner, but this shit is $9 a can, and guaranteed I'm gonna have to go through at least 2 or 3 cans on all those calipers. So I might just use water and degreaser. What's up, guys? I just got back to the shop, and so today I'm going to be taking apart those calipers. I'm going to try to pick up some Dawn dish soap and just use like really hot water, so that way I can that way a lot of the water will evaporate anyways. So I'm going to try to go about this as gently as possible, because I mean, powder coating is supposed to be like a really strong, you know, bond, and it's not supposed to chip, it's not supposed to flake. And I think that I was just rushing these calipers, trying to put them in, trying to get them done really quickly, and ended up like not, you know, taking as much care as I should have. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take them all apart, get all that dust and debris, try to get them cleaned out as much as possible from the sandblasting and powder coating process, and then that way I can start to get them rebuilt. I'm gonna head out to the dealer right now and see what they say about that pinkish grease that was in that rebuild kit. So I'm gonna head over there, see what they say, and then hopefully I can get them all cleaned up today. That way I can start rebuilding them tomorrow. And I don't know when I'm gonna get them thrown on the car, but tomorrow I'm also having those rims picked up that I showed you guys in the video that I just posted. So alright guys, I'm gonna see you when I get back to the shop and get these brake calipers cleaned up. Getting with these be dope. Alright guys, so I just got back from the dealer. They don't actually sell these bolts that hold the calipers together. They don't actually sell these separately, so I'm gonna have to clean off that powder coat somehow. So I'm probably gonna like soak them in brake cleaner, or soak them in brake fluid, so that way it takes off all the powder coat. You know, that way I don't have to worry about not being able to fit the 17mm on there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start taking all these apart, like I explained in the last video, or today's upload actually. I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna cut all these and try to score it as much as I can, so that way I can separate them. So I'm gonna start working on that now. I'm gonna go grab a chair and I'm gonna sit down and start working on it here. So yeah, if you guys are doing this and you guys do decide to get Akebonos calipers, do not lose these bolts. They don't sell them separately from the calipers, so make sure you keep those. And the same thing goes for the little seal that's in between both halves of the calipers, so keep that as well. Alright, so I've got them all separated. I just gotta start cleaning the insides. This one's got a lot of dust in there, you can see. Alright guys, so this is day number 2. I've got the compressor hooked up, and I actually drained the compressor because I got some condensation on the inside, so I did a pretty good cleaning, and flushed all the air lines and everything to try to get any water out of them. And so yesterday, the reason why I stopped recording is because I actually sold that Nismo bumper. So I actually sold it, and I'm going to get a lip for my car instead. I've been looking around at a few different ones, and honestly I think I'm just gonna go with a pretty basic lip and then get like a splitter. And if you guys know those little they're like little damper like rods or something that connect to like right here and go down to the splitter itself. So if you guys know what those are actually called, I haven't done a lot of research on it yet, so I haven't actually really looked it up. But if you guys know what those are called, drop it in the comment section, and that way I can check them out. But yeah, so I'm just gonna get a lip for this bumper. I was gonna get a brand new bumper, like an OEM one from like an 06 to an 09, but I think I'm gonna save that money and put it into getting a splitter and getting a lip for this front bumper, and then I'm going to get a brand new back bumper. I'm not gonna actually use the bumper that's on this car because it's got a little bit of Bondo on it, and it's got that, I don't know if you guys can see it in the, so right there you can kind of see it, there's like a little, right here, there's a little bit of a dent right there. So I'm not going to use this one because it's already got Bondo on it. It's got some damage to it, like these little dings from like a license plate, like bolt from somebody gently hitting the rear end on this car. So I'm not going to use this one. I'm just going to get a brand new OEM one, and I'm probably going to take these lights and sand down the lenses and have the lenses clear coated at the same time that I'm getting the whole car clear coated. Use like a small either plastic bristle brush. Alright, so what I'm using right now, what I found is the best tool to use is this brass bristle brush. So I found that this one works really well. It cleans this out really well, and so I'm going around like this and just getting this all prepped. Now you can see how much is actually, you know, in here still. Alright guys, so I got these all cleaned up. The insides are all cleaned up. I've got the bolts soaking. I had them soaking in brake fluid. I actually just sprayed some brake fluid inside of this thing. Now I'm soaking these in acetone to try to get all the, you can already see that the water is starting to turn that gold color. Contacted a guy about the person that sent me these stickers, because if you see here, it's actually missing the straight line in the K. So I'm gonna have him send me a new one of the rear sticks. So I've got a whole other set here, and I'm gonna start rebuilding these right now, or I'm gonna run to the post office and I'm gonna start rebuilding them. Yeah, Chick-fil-A. All right, so I've got pretty much everything together. These seals go in the inner, so these are gonna go on the inside here in this lower lip, and right inside of there. And then these dust shields, actually this little retaining clip actually fits into this little rubber boot just like this. Now, from what I read online, the hardest thing to do is actually push the pistons in. So I've got the pistons here too. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna insert this rear seal, the inner seal here, and then I'm going to slip this boot actually around the piston where it actually goes into this groove here. And then I'm going to try to slide the piston in and then pop this. Then I'm going to use this little pick to gently push this boot in. And then I'm going to try to get this little clip in there. So hopefully the clip isn't the hardest part. I didn't read about the clip being the hardest part. I heard about the piston actually having a hard time. Like if you put the seal in first and then trying to slide the piston in there, it's a little bit more difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the internal seals on these in, and then I'm going to worry about the boots, and I'm going to see if I can press these pistons in. I'm going to see if I can press these dust boots onto these pistons first so they snap into place, and then I can fit the piston in there, and then I can try to use that pick and go around the edge and get it seated in the groove. So I got all these in here. It was a little bit of a process to try to figure out exactly how to throw these in. I had trouble at first. I thought that the ring wasn't seated right, and I couldn't figure out like how exactly it's supposed to like look exactly. But I ended up just pushing the boot in, and then working it around with this little pick, and then finally seating that ring, the retaining ring, around it. So now both of them are in there. Both halves are in there, and I've actually got this the seal that actually connects both halves. So I put that one in this caliper already too. These two rears are done. The method that I found that was easiest is putting the inner seal in, greasing the cylinder walls and that inner seal really good, and then putting a little bit of grease on the actual piston itself, and then pushing the piston in, and then putting the dust boot, like the dust cover boot in last, and then putting that retaining ring in after you get it all clipped into place. So that's the method that I found that was the easiest. These two rear calipers are done. I soaked these, and this is what it turned out like. So I got all the powder coat off of them. So I'm gonna have to soak all of these, or I already soaked all of them, but this one I had to clean off with a wire brush. And now I'm gonna have to clean off the other ones and then start putting these two calipers together. I just got done with these, and man, these were a bitch to clean off. Like, literally there was so much, like, I had to literally just sit there and, like, with the wire brush every single side of every single bolt, and then get up in here, and it was really not a fun time. So if I were you guys, I would get different hardware. If you're gonna get your calipers powder coated like this, get different hardware before you do this, because it'll make it a lot easier. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these two halves together, and I'm gonna take these bolts out one by one when I do put these on the car, because I'm gonna have to put Loctite on them and then torque them down anyways. So now I'm just gonna use the gun and snug these down. I'm not going to torque them down or anything. I'm just gonna use the 14 and snug them up. This is the sticker I just put on. It looks pretty straight. It doesn't look like it's off really at all. Looks pretty symmetrical to both sides. Got the valve stems on, got both of the calipers put together. I know I'm gonna have to pull the brakes out anyways, but yeah, this is the way they look right now. Oh. These are just two of the rears. I got a lot more to do. I need to put these on my car, so I need to get the rest of them finished. Alright guys, so I think this is pretty much the end of this video. It's getting pretty late. It's like 6 o'clock, and I want to go to a car meet in a couple hours, so I'm gonna finish up cleaning up a little bit. I might put the other two rear calipers together and then finish up on the fronts tomorrow. That way I can get them at least all done and prepped. But I really have to start working on this this other car, so I can get that prepped for paint, and that way I can get that car painted and out of my shop. So yeah, if you guys need any parts for 350Zs, G35s, G37s, or 300ZXs, check out the description below. I've got the links to my eBay stores there. And if you see anything you need, then you can hit me up on Instagram. I've got my Instagram in the description below as well. But overall, I'm really impressed with how the calipers came out, especially after putting those stickers on. I can't wait to put these on my car. Like, actually seeing them put together and like with the stickers on the front, all like, you know, the clips and pins, and fully like the two that I did put back together, it makes me really like want to get these on my car soon. So I mean, stay tuned. I'll probably have another video come out tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm gonna try to get these calipers all together. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button, and if you want to see more Z content, consider subscribing. I've got a lot of stuff to come. I'll see you guys in the next video, and thanks for everybody for supporting this channel.